I'm Key Stage 4 lead here on our wonderful Brooklyn site. Mr. Ricardo is my boss. But I just want to start off with the Year 11 mocks coming up in the next week or two, really. The reason why I'm starting off here is because who knows with COVID? It could be the last one they do before the exams, or it could actually be the GCSEs, who knows? You know, I'm hoping it's not, for obvious reasons, but you get the idea. Don't worry about taking pictures. We will send you this onto Firefly, so don't worry about taking pictures. We will definitely send it. Hopefully by beginning of next week, the latest, you should have this. So again, welcome to maths. Fantastic, the best subject in the world. You can't live a day without going talking about maths. And if you can, I want to know what you've done. Okay, your child will be doing the AQA exam board, and with that, they'll be doing 3 papers in the summer. A non-calculator paper and 2 calculator papers. So if they don't have a calculator, can I please encourage you to get them a calculator? It's important. It'll be 90 minutes long, each paper, and they'll be tested on a range of different places in different ways. And again, depending on where they are, what they're doing, the foundation or the higher, it will basically mean different weighting on, let's say, algebra or things like that, and they need to be aware of. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. I'm going to pick on Yusuf just because I teach Yusuf. He plays basketball. For him to get better at basketball, he needs to practice. He needs to train every day or every other day or whatever he does. Okay? It's the same with maths. Maths is not like other subjects where you can read it. You can try and read it, but it's not going to stick in. You need to practice it. And the more you practice, the easier things become, and the more you get confident and you're like, oh, you know what? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Because initially, looking at the question, you're like, nah, you wish. Do you know what I mean? But the more you practice, the easier things become for you, and especially in maths. So it's important that we do that, and you get better at doing it. Your confidence grows in it as well. And then that gives you a bit more confidence in yourself to say, do you know what? I've got this in the bag. So please, 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 practice, practice, practice. It's important though that when you're practicing, you don't just sit there for 2 hours. I would say maybe half an hour, start off with, take a 15-minute break, come back to it. You know, don't just sit there for so long, because you're just gonna bombard your mind with so much and you're probably just gonna forget everything you've done. But it's important to take breaks. It's also important to have a good atmosphere where you're revising. Put the phones away. Put it on silent, leave it with your mom, leave it with your dad. Okay, I know it's hard, I know, okay? But be consistent, have a timetable. If you say you're gonna do at 6 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, turn the TV off, turn the phone off, turn whatever off, and start and do it. Consistency, you know, makes things, it becomes a habit, and you're doing it, it makes it easier for yourself. That was for just general top, any subject really. And now let's talk maths. First thing you do when you go into an exam room, write down all the formulas that you know on the exam paper. Write down. It's fresh in your mind, get them down. Because you might need it later on when you're a little bit stressed out. So write it down, let's get going. Answer the questions that you can do first. There are 2 reasons why I always say that. Get the marks in the bank. Get them first. And then you can attempt the ones that you know what, that might be too hard. You've got a longer time on those questions. Because if you like the ones, I like these sort of questions, you will spend less time answering them. You get it right, move on to the tougher ones. Okay? And also, you would rather have the marks in the bank than they say, oh, put your pens down. And you're like, I've got to answer that question. Then what will, you know. So, show you're working out. It's important, please. I'll come back to that in a second, but attempt every question no matter what. You don't know. It's also important for you to do that. Check the marks. If it's a 5 marker, for example, spend about 5 minutes on it. If it's a 1 marker, you're spending 10 minutes on it, you spend too much time on it. Move on. Come back to it if you need to. Okay? Always write something though. Don't leave a question blank. Because you don't know what you might pick up as you go along. So it's important that we do that as well. As a school, what are we doing to help your children? Lunchtime intervention is starting from next month. Also, it's by invitation only at the minute. because there's only X amount of teachers to try and cater for all the students. So it's by invitation only. We're gonna try and rotate it. So if the child is not in the first group, they might be in the second group, the third group, or whatever. But please bear with us. We're trying to accommodate every single child. So that's why. Drop-in sessions is on every Tuesday after school. It's already started. So if your kids haven't told you, it's already started. It's already started. Just putting it out there. Encourage them to attend, and it's beneficial for them as well. And it's also half term. You might be thinking, what? Yes, we're gonna come in during half term. I'll come in during half term. I know, I'm crazy. I know. But I'll come in during half term. The reason why it says to be confirmed is because of COVID. If we're in lockdown, obviously we can't do it. But if COVID persists and permits, we will do our best to do that for you. Cecil is buying pizza, by the way.
For
Half term.
yes,
But he's buying pizza, so.
Truthfully, I will. Right, honestly, because I mean, we've got loads of strategies and plans to try and get students in and to revise. In addition to that, as well, I'm also thinking about revision on the Saturday, on the weekend. All right, and that's something you probably look at me thinking Saturday, all right. But truthfully, I think that the more time we have spending on revising, the better chance you guys have in passing your exams.
So we will do that, but obviously, like I said, again, I'm not gonna say it's